Welcome back, Duckers. And today we're actually going to take a deep dive into what not to do after you get broken up with. This is honestly one of my most embarrassing stories, not because it's inherently bad, it's pretty bad, but I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first time, and I was also like 15, 16, 14? I don't even know how old I was at the time, but basically, freshman year of high school, I go in, I don't know anybody because I had just moved districts because we moved to a different location. So I went to the orientation and I was actually going to the other one with the middle school people that I had known. But during the summer I moved and we ended up going to a different spot. So I'm coming in there, fresh paint, don't know nothing about nobody. I ended up meeting this one blonde girl. This one blonde girl liked anime, and that's kind of what sparked the interaction, is because I didn't know anything about manga or Naruto or anything at the time. So I was like, hey, is that one of those Japanese books? And she was kind of standoffish, kind of wary, if you will. Over the course of a couple minutes, we ended up talking, and she explained what book it was, I think it was Attack on Titan, to be honest, because AOT had just come out at the time. I'm not too big into anime, so forgive me if I am fucking it up. And that's how that interaction started. This is just somebody that's in a class that I'm in. I go about my day. And lunch break comes. And I actually ended up getting waved over to a table that had this girl and a couple of other individuals. It clearly was like the D&D group. And at the time I didn't give a damn because that was my group. That was my peoples, the social outcasts. So I got invited over to this table and we're kicking it, we're hanging out. And I see this other blonde girl, and I ended up learning her name. I'm not going to say it actually, we'll just give her. We'll call her Sam. I ended up meeting Sam and Stacy. Stacy's the one with the anime. Sam's the one that I ended up getting with. So I didn't know that these two girls were friends at the time, and they were best friends. They had known each other since like elementary school kind of friends. Over the next couple of weeks, I ended up taking a liking towards Sam. I don't know how it conspired, how it ended up, but we were quote unquote together. It was one of those like in school ones where we never went out in actual public anywhere. It was just like within the school walls, right? So it didn't really even count, and we would walk each other to class in the morning. How cute, get cute, right? We would do all that, hold hands, and I would wait outside of her class and be late to my next class because I don't know why, right? This goes on for like 2-3 months, not even in any good period of time. And Sam hits me one day with the look, the conversation, and the talk. And I don't know what had happened. I still to this day don't. It was such a weird, uncomfortable situation just altogether. Imagine the commons at your school, right? Or it was just kind of like a courtyard but indoor. So just an indoor courtyard that had some space to it so people could converge. And it was during, I think, a passing period that was a little bit longer than the other ones. And we were having the discussion, we were having it out, the drama, the telenovela was going on. And she's like, I can't do this. And I was like, no, wait. And I leaned in, and you would not believe what I did, but I fucking mashed kissers, thinking that it would save it, right? She'll come back. She'll not leave to her next class, if you will. It was so uncomfortable because you can tell when they reciprocate it, right? Like you can feel it, but when they don't, it just feels like you're hitting their teeth, and it's super weird. And she just kind of looked at me afterwards, and I looked back, and we turned and went our separate ways like that. There was nothing afterwards that would have even suggested that was a good idea. I don't even know why the fuck I did it. I thought it would. I don't know. I thought I just rolled like a perfect 12, but in reality I rolled a 1. So how did I recover from this? Well, what I ended up doing is like 2 weeks later, I kind of was like bitter about it for some reason. So I started talking to Stacy, and me and Stacy actually ended up getting together, and I'll leave the story about that for the next time. But yeah, I ended up getting with Sam's best friend that she had known since elementary school, and it was me getting with her that kind of like broke up their friendship a couple months later. It was kind of fucked up, but it was kind of cool too, because Sam, I would later learn, was kind of a trifling bitch. There was some stuff going on between them, and it was one of those weird, like, it's a blessing and a curse, because on one hand, you lose somebody that you've known for like 8 years, and on the other hand, you're in such a better spot afterwards that it was kind of fucking worth it, to be honest. What should you take away from this? Well, firstly, PDA in public's a little weird, especially when you're in school. Don't do that. And secondly, don't kiss somebody after they've said that they want to break up. It is not a good idea. It's not going to save the relationship. If anything, all it does is give you a hyper embarrassing story that you're going to remember years later and tell to people on the internet because it's funny. So hopefully you guys learned from my deck of cards. Don't play that. I didn't have an ace. I didn't even have anything. I just had a coupon to the gas station. And yeah, ducky out. Wah.